Hello, people of SHL and the internet. What is going on? It is your favorite character, Cherith Cute Story 78, coming to you live for once again for the award show ceremony. I have my mortal enemy slash best friend in the entire world, Degradation, here with me. Deg, say hi.
Hello, you are absolutely a character. That's a great way to describe you. Yeah.
It's true, and
Yeah.
we're here going to be talking about all the great award winners today, both for the J and for the SHL. And I also want to give a shout out to our streamer today, is Ginger. He's a good chap, and is
Incoming.
really becoming, yeah, really making us look a lot better than we are. It's perfect. So let's get started, Dig. How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about what, the awards?
Just getting started and
Just getting
how the
started.
season went.
I think this season saw almost like a toppling of a giant, if I will say that.
Yes.
I think it's been a journey for me watching the great teams be great, and I think we're just seeing that turnaround now to have new names up on the board. And I think it's going to be a great show. I think we have great awards for great people.
Yeah. 100% agree with you on that. So let's dive right in. Uh first we're kicking it off with the J, and then we'll go to the SHL awards after that. So our first award is the Four-Star Cup Award, which should be no surprise that it is our champions of the J, Anchorage Armada. Uh, you know, Another fantastic season. Uh, Always difficult to go against them in the playoffs, but congratulations to going through the jungle of it all.
Shout out to our graphics team for misspelling Armada, but the Anchorage Armada.
Armada.
Sounds like the hotel chain.
Yeah. Maybe
But
this
yeah,
is actually, yeah, a Ramada in Anchorage. Who
the
knows?
Armada.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Anchorage has been kind of slow coming up, but like they just got what's the word I'm looking taken over by the GMs right now.
Mhm.
I was in head office during that time, so not too long ago, but they already turned it into a champion. So like shout out to them.
I like it. All right. Our next trophy is the Lina Landvik Trophy for the North Playoff Champion, which is once again your Anchorage
Surprise.
Armada.
Surprise.
A surprise. As we know, they represented the North in the playoffs this past season, and going through the likes of some great teams like my Newfoundland, uh, one of them, Yukon, and a whole bunch of others.
Just a powerhouse in the playoffs.
Yeah.
All right. The next award is the South Playoffs champions. And that goes to the Detroit Falcons, as we saw. Uh, I do not want to pronounce the name of that award. The King King Trusutski? Kurchutski. I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah.
King. I never really read the names of these things. King Kurchutski Gauntlet. But yeah, Detroit. Traditionally, in my time in the league, again a short time, have been bottom of the standings. So yeah, seeing them make it all the way into the finals area was fantastic for them. It was really cool to see.
Yeah. Big congrats. Okay. Our next trophy is the Lariford Trophy for the best regular season record. And this should come to no surprise as anybody who's been following the league in the most recent years. It is the Quebec City Citadels. What another legendary run that they went on. I think one last great hurrah as before kind of the changing of the tide.
Yeah, big change. And we have seen before, however, though, that when they do these big roster resets, they come back real fast.
Yeah.
So don't count them out. All right, and the next award going on is the Jared Hansen Trophy for the regular season point leader, and that winner is Ryder Halleck II of the Newfoundland Berserkers.
Nice to see Slicer, have a great season. Going neck and neck with, you know, behemoths like Ramen Amen for any time, and that was a fun battle to watch this season as they were all racking up the points.
Yeah, it was very neck and neck, and it's good to see someone on like not a championship team also be the point leader, just kind of spreading the love around the league.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. Our next trophy is the Roberto Martucci Trophy for the regular season goal leader. This should be once again no surprise to anybody if you looked at the portal or the index. Marcus Kinnick with 58 goals this season on the Anchorage Armada. Congratulations, Marcus Kinnick, for another great season and really, you know, bringing bringing Anchorage along for the ride.
Yeah, no surprise that the championship team has the goal scoring leader. Like it's just obvious. Yeah. Next award on our list, also a very important award, the Ronan O'Keefe Trophy for the playoff point leader. And the winner of that award is again Marcus Kinnick, just scoring every goal for Anchorage along the way with 29 points.
Just nice to see a player dominate both in the regular season, but also the playoffs too. I feel like that doesn't happen as much in the J as it does maybe in the SHL. So super cool to see that happen.
Yeah, you can just tell when a player is built for the team and they just utilize it perfectly.
Yeah. Okay. Our next trophy is the Matt Lewis Flood Trophy for the best regular season save percentage. Once again, should be not a surprise if you just look at the index here, but this goes to our QCC comrades, Julie Kim and Remy LeBeau, with a combined uh, 89.8%, save average. You know, Once again, just a team and a system that knows how to work well together to really kind of dominate on all ends.
Yeah, and you know that there's that running joke of the league that, goalie TPE doesn't matter, but having two great goalies just changes the game for people and just makes you so much better that way.
Mhm.
So moving on into the most important part, the defense. The all defense team for the SMJHL. Here is your players. We have at forward Valor Kress of the Citadels, Spyro Kouros of the Kraken. Let's go Kraken. Emmanuel Maximova of the Highlanders. And then on defense, Hondo Onaka of the Citadels. I love saying this name, Doot Doot of the
That is a
Anchorage
great name.
Armada. It's a great name. And then for Colorado and goalie Abigail Goetz or Goetzy. I'm not gonna pretend I know which way that's pronounced, but
Great to see a really wide variety of teams, represented here in the all defense team.
yeah, and teams that aren't traditionally defensive too, like Citadels. I've always thought of
Yeah.
them as an offensive team, so it was really cool to see. And you and I are both defensive players, so this just speaks to us.
Yes. Yes.
We
Okay.
we we appreciate you, defensemen and forwards who do defense.
It's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it. All right. Okay, so our next award is the Elias Armia Trophy for the Commissioner's Award in Excellence. I just want to note that this is the last commissioner award that Schwartz has been able to give in the J before, moving on to the greener pastures, I guess, of,
Bigger, better things.
yes, the bigger and better things of running the whole show in SHL. But really, the idea of, this award is really about who a player or a user that is really exemplified, kind of top-notch commitment to the league and for everything that they've done. And I'm going to read kind of what Schwartz wrote about this individual first, and then we'll announce who it is. So, while it isn't always obvious, this person is involved in so much of the league, both in the J and the SHL level, uh, and they help keep everything running smoothly, right? From continuing to be a champion within, the events department, being a GM, and this person always jumps in, helps out, and is always about communicating across everyone involved, whether it be drafts or the award shows that we're running here tonight. And really, really excited to announce that this is the award goes to Shawnee 148. Uh, while he may be a bum to most, he does a lot of stuff in the league and helps keep things moving. So congrats, Shawnee.
Congrats, Shawnee. Thank you for all the trades to make my team relevant. Thank you for doing what you do. Uh, you brought me into this event right here. I wasn't even thinking about it, and you tapped me in, and here I am. So yeah, Shawnee's doing a lot for this league. So thank you. You bum. Thank you. All right. Let's move on to the Noor Harak Award for the top GMs in the league. Your candidates are Colonel Saunders and Grilled Twinkies, there should be a K in there, for Nevada Battleborn. The Evil is Back and Zerg for Detroit Falcons. And Bubba Tree and the Renjin is how I always pronounced it. I hope that's right. Of the Anchorage Armada.
All really good noms here. Saunders is also a great former co-host of the awards, and great to see someone like Zerg and team from Detroit, be nominated for all their great hard work that they've brought Detroit back into the conversation on top teams.
Yeah, and you can definitely feel that, like, with Detroit, with Anchorage, this is their time to shine. They finally shown up as the top team. They're making the finals. But if you look at Nevada too, they've been consistently a pretty good team. Sometimes middle of the board, sometimes in the playoffs, and just that continued success. And I love seeing them finally get their flowers and potentially having a championship roster this year. So with that, the winner is Colonel Saunders and Grilled Twinkies of the Nevada Battleborn.
Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations to you both. Like I said, just consistent, constantly having a team that's active, performing. I've never seen them at the bottom of the standings. It's always been a really good show from them.
I love it. Okay. Another fantastic award that we're going to be talking about next, and one of my favorites to really kind of shout out the unsung heroes of the league is the Zach Miller Award for the most dedicated user. Our nominees for that are our former fearless leader Schwarz. We have Carpy 48 and the new J Awards head B Guy 75. So I want to talk a little bit about each of these users here. Um, obviously, Schwartz, what can you say? They've been everywhere and selfless and have done so much work on the sites from there. We also have, um, we have B guy who's been a little bit newer of a user, but has really been super involved um, in the media and both league spaces from there, and it's cool to see a newer face, show that they are, being a rising star within this as well. And then lastly, Carpi really has done everything, around the league, and has given a lot of people a lot of guidance, not only to longtime users but also first gens. And they taking up the helm of being a team coach, I believe in Colorado, and this season has been really cool to have them, you know, do the tactics and wear a lot of different hats in the organization from there. So, as Highlander once said, though, there can be only one. The winner of our Zach Miller trophy for the most dedicated user is Schwarz. Congratulations, my friend. Another
Congratulations,
great one.
Schwartz.
Another well-deserved award.
Yeah, somebody that's had, I'd say, difficult times, but has been just so integral to the league. Been running basically the J for God as long as I've been around, and just doing everything I've ever seen. They're in my chats right now yelling at me about rules that I didn't know existed, and just doing the best that I've ever seen somebody do in a league, and I don't think we could run things without them.
Okay, our next award is the Jack Cross Award for the most underrated. And we have a lot of great nominees here. So, Ginge, if we could get those up here. We have a lot that we're going to talk about today, and we have from Yukon, we have Mike Mitchell, Saucem, we have Spyro Chorus from the Kraken, the Greek God, from San Diego, Brian McGlynn, Delphinia, another great user too, from Detroit, Layla Egel, Box of Rocks, from the Walleye, Alain Rousseau, Count Chocula, and from Colorado, Gonthor, Alex Taylor's character, Kelowna, Lord Humongous, Homocrates, another wild character within our sim organization, and love to see that as nominated for the most underrated from there. And then lastly, Jeremy McKay from ANC, and um, a lot of really cool uh, individuals in here, and I'll talk a little bit about each one. Um, and I'll go a little bit out of order here if my notes are all screwed up here. But let's start with Mike Mitchell from Yukon. You know, Sauce End, led the Yukon rookies in points. They're super active and bubbly in the locker room, really excited to cheer on the team and just interact with everyone, and has been a really great contributor, um right from the get-go. So it's super cool to see that new gen just jump right in and rock and roll from there. Next we have Spyro, chorus from Carolina. um I'll say Spyro's been, a backbone for Carolina, right? 85 points with 32 assists and 32 goals and 53 assists. It was a rocky season for the Kraken, but Sparrow's great to keep pushing the team to be the best and be better than they think they are, right? Um, you know, just an amazing locker room addition. I've uh, been lucky enough to sit in a little bit into the server for the Kraken, and that's a very good great vibe there. And um, one of the and Spiro's been a great addition onto that. Also joining the coaching team as well, and really helping kind of put a lot of the care into the team. So congrats on getting nominated for that, Spyro. From there, next we have from San Diego, Brian McGlynn, very underrated and first round draft pick that probably weren't used together very much, but um, you know, San Diego knew what they were doing picking, you know, Brian McGlynn, 15th overall. Uh, yeah, it's been a really solid contribution to the all rookie line. You know, I think hitting something like 126 hits along with, 11 goals and I think 35 assists in the stat line from there. Um, you know, they were producing, being a part of the line that was producing the majority of the goals for a lot longer the season until the rest of the team kind of sort of figured out how to put the puck in the back of the net. From there has been fantastic. Um, One thing I like about Brian and McGlynn and Delphina is, they never miss saying good morning to the team or good afternoon, to hype up, teammates from there. And while, this isn't a primary league for them, it's great to have someone in that locker room that does it and,
Love
helps
people
build
like
that
that.
vibe. Yeah, build
Love people that just poke away at your your barriers and your defenses and just says, "Hey, how you doing?" And just brings the vibe up. It's lovely.
Yeah, it's truly an amazing thing, and it's really what the J's about, and I love it. Next, we have Layla Egil, Box of Rocks, you know, cracked defenseman for the Detroit this season, and a really important piece of the team. Despite being overshadowed in production sometimes, um, you know, really, really cool to see Boxer Rocks and Layla Eagle just be a breath of fresh air to hit that Detroit locker room the for the first time in a long time, right? And I think giving it that jolt that it's needed to, jumpstart kind of a refined culture from there, and really great and active in the locker room as well, and really solid piece of that puzzle there. So congrats, Layla Egel and Box of Rocks. Okay, next from the Walleye, we have Count Chocula, Alain Rousseau. Um, as coach this season, while they didn't have a whole lot of great, ice success, uh, they spread the points around as a coach and really helped, you know, make sure that our first and second lines were getting equal time with the third and fourth lines being very close behind that, and really helping the entire team, get their points right. Always able to answer questions really fast, and if you ping them, and um, while to quote, they have a bastard outer shell. Uh, Always a great piece of that locker room to keep conversations going, and sad to be moving on and aging out of the J, but congrats on Alain Rousseau for being part of this. Okay, our next nominee is Alex Taylor Gonthor. A very solid two-way defender with an inclination to score some goals. Alex was, led the all rookie defenders in goals, assists, and points. And, even in a rebuilding year like the Raptors have had, showed what success can be like on ice. Gone through was also took the initiative to recap each of the games from there, managing the sim results channel and posting game recaps after every single game this season. That's huge. That's crazy. It's also, a shout out to learning and taking the time to learn more about how the sim works and to be better for his player as well as the rest of the team. Okay. Next, we have Lord Homungus, Homocrates for Kelowna. 4 seasons as a starter for Kelowna. Um, Not always at the top of the stat sheets, but always in the conversation. Uh, I think one of the amazing things that I've been pretty impressed with the Homocrates is been keeping communicating and memes going for 4 straight seasons. Um, Deg, I don't know if you've had a chance to talk much with Homocrates or Lord Homungus, but it's amazing.
Let,
It's
let me put
truly
it this way.
incredible.
I was once in his SHL fantasy group, and he makes his picks using memes. He does not let up. It is
Oh,
constant with those memes, and they kill every time.
that's amazing. Yeah, that's I appreciate and respect that commitment, and it is fantastic. Um, you know, Wanting to just you don't get someone like Homocrates in a locker room very often, and that is a very special thing that Kelowna has had. So congrats on getting nominated,
He
Homocrates.
lives that character. At
Um,
one point, he tried to pick all of our players so that he could own them as if he was the character.
that's awesome. All right. And then our last nominee is Jeremy McKay. Jeremy's been, a huge part of the depth pieces at for Anchorage all season. Not the flashiest player or the biggest name, but does those small things to help the team win. Plays his role super well, works hard every game, and was super effective in the playoffs. And when they're not, producing points, the effort and reliability is really an impact on the ice there. Jeremy's always been great at doing whatever is best for the team, regardless of the role. And despite being, overshadowed by, some of the bigger names in Anchorage, really, committed to the team's success. Um, it's just someone that's cheering for the team and not just their player, and takes that into the locker room for there. So I appreciate those types of folks as well. So I just talked at you guys for a long time, but let's get to our winner of the Jack Cross for most underrated. And our winner is Lord Humongous Homocrates. Congratulations for
Congratulations.
an amazing award for an individual, especially you, Lord Humongous.
And as BV brought up in the chat, just to remind you all, there is a paradox with this award that if you do get recognized as the most underrated, are you underrated?
That's very
That
fair.
there's the paradox as it is. So you are no longer underrated. Well, Socrates, sorry.
I love it. Well, Dag, do you want to take this next one? Because my
I'm gonna
voice
make
is tired.
I'm gonna take the next two for you, buddy.
Perfect.
We let you go for a while there. The next award up is the Alex Light Most Improved Award, and these are their candidates. Up on the list, we have Jan Radecki from Detroit. You can see in the last 2 seasons they jumped by my math. I'm not even gonna math that. 20 points ish, 20 goals, 50 points. Oh my gosh, that's a huge. And that negative 42 up to an 11 plus minus is an insane improvement. Uh, Maple Dogwood of Anchorage. Two Anchorage people up here, but it's been a great team, so obvious. The goals increase, not quite as much as Jan Radecki, but the points definitely up there, and that plus minus from -20 to plus 66, it cannot be ignored. Plus 66 is a crazy number to have. I don't think I've ever seen that on a player. And then, oh God, you're gonna make me pronounce this. I'm gonna do my best. Piotr Mishvenyeredze. I'm pretty good with languages. I don't know if that was right. Of Anchorage as well. Gaining 21 goals, 11 assists. Already had quite a few amount of points, but went up to 90 points, which is a great season. He wasn't even their top scorer. That was Marcus Kinnick. So think about that. And then again, from a 1 to a 64 plus minus is just insane. Now, obviously, this award is given to somebody who's most improved. We know that can be by gaining TPE. We know it can be by opportunity. The guy ahead of you's moved out. You'd get the jump to line one. The more minutes, the more shifts. But it's just so important that we celebrate people who go from -42 to 11. Like this is a huge change in team effort and making sure that the team is succeeding. And both these teams made finals, so it's there you go, self-evident. So with that, the winner of the award is Jan Radecki of Detroit, the only non-Anchorage person on the board. So congratulations to Jan Radecki. There's so many people we could give that award to, but just that massive improvement year over year from Jan Radecki on what was not a very good team to a championship team. So congratulations to Jan Radecki. Just going to take a second to read the chat. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. Moving on to a fun one I love to read. It's the all rookie team for the J. Your all rookie team has two Newfoundlanders, the forwards Jack O'Driscoll and James Gagne, and then a forward for Kelowna, Anna Winters. And then on defense from Colorado, it's Alex Taylor. And from Detroit, Tojo Jacob Raberavello. I think I got that one right. I love that name. And then from my Great Falls Grizzlies, wasn't my team at the time, but well-deserved goalie, Bay Augustine. Congratulations to the all-rookie team.
It's a very solid rookie team, and I hate to brag, but my two gents from Newfoundland are going to help us be even scarier this season. So look out, world.
Scary bad, maybe.
Oh, them's fighting words, my friend. This is why
Uh,
you're
we gotta be
my
we gotta be
mortal
rivals.
enemy. Yeah, my mortal
We've been
enemy
real.
slash best friend.
You've been my rival since the awards show we were on, where we
Yeah.
were nominated together, and we're back to back congratulating each other and stuff. So it's like, yeah, rivals for sure.
I love it. I love it. All right. Our next award is the Brandon Holmes Award for the top defensive forward. This is not about the points. It's about, you know, playing defense, as they say. Clap, clap, defense. Uh, and we have some great nominees here for this award as well. So, Ginge, if you would do me the honors, thank you. We have Valor Krez from the Maine Timber, 49 points, 81 blocks, 93 hits, and a 1.18 takeaway to giveaway ratio from there. We also have Spyro Chorus from the Kraken with a whopping 86 points, with 81 blocks, 168 hits, and just a hair under, one takeaway to giveaway ratio. And then lastly, we have Luke Lee from Anchorage with 84 points, 60 blocks, an insane 266 hits, and a 0.92 takeaway to uh, giveaway ratio. A lot of really, really good choices here. Um, Seeing 266 hits in the J is pretty wild. So
That's insane.
well, it's
That's a
cool to
lot.
see. That is a lot.
That's a lot of hits.
I like it.
Shout out to them too. Luke Lee probably put in here for his hits, but not nominated on the all defense team, the only one
Very
at the three.
true. Yeah,
So
that's very
that
very true.
that 256 hits probably was the catalyst here.
Yeah, I like it. All right. Our winner of the Brandon Holmes Trophy for top defensive forward is from the Maine Timbers, Valor Krez. Congratulations.
Fowler Crest has been a name I've seen for however many years they've been in the league. But yeah, Maine themselves play a very defensive game, a very contained focus, making sure to keep everything in front of them. Those goalies have the easiest time in the league, and it's because both the defense and the forwards take care of business, like Valor Crest. So congratulations.
Yeah,
The next one, my favorite award. You know why, Cherith? My favorite award.
it's it's one that holds true to both of our hearts.
Both of us. It's the I'm gonna pronounce it wrong again. The Quilha Agante. Quilla, maybe? I'm just gonna say Quilagante. Easier. The top defender in the J. Something we were both nominated for once upon a time.
Yes, many moons
Many moons
ago.
ago. Now we're the old folks. And here are your candidates. We have Max Laflamme of Anchorage with 4.11 takeaway per giveaway. That was always my players' problems. The takeaways didn't always get a lot of those. 89 blocks and 179 hits. So very active player, getting
Yeah,
around the boards, and just the takeaways are huge. Tim Riggins Jr. of the Great Falls Grizzlies, the best team in the league, of course. No longer a Grizzly, but we love you still. You're in our hearts. He had .82 takeaway giveaways, 127 hits, and 204 blocks. That is
that's pretty
um,
awesome.
that's probably almost record-setting numbers. I feel like I had a little bit more my season, but I don't remember. Moving on, we have of the Nevada Battleborn, Scotty McHits Jr. with 1.83 takeaway giveaway, 159 hits, and 98 blocks. Kind of riding that middle line of takeaways and hits and being efficient, and that's probably where they got their votes from. So huge names on this list, huge defenders, people we've seen for many seasons now be those top dogs on their teams. The winner, however, has to be this person right here, Max Laflamme of Anchorage. Well deserved, Max Laflamme. Those 4 takeaways per giveaway is just a huge number. I've never seen it that high,
Yeah,
and it's well deserved.
yeah, it is not something that comes around very often. So congrats, Max.
The more your team has the puck, the more you can win. It's simple as
Yes.
that.
Yeah. Okay. Our next slide is our second all-star team. So Ginge, if you want to hit to that, congratulations. We got some barn burners here, some really absolute studs. From the Nevada Battleborn, we have Axel Ackerson. From Yukon Malamutes, Leo Rumack, who once again had another great season. That's our appearance from Detroit with Juho Koivunen, who was a big part of that team from there. And then, in defense, we had the pairing, which I actually think they were the top pairing for QCC, but um, hit me if I'm wrong. But we got Hondo Anaka and the Snow Dog, and they played together for I think for at least 3 seasons. And then lastly, a fantastic goalie in Dexter Harrison the third. So congrats to our second all-star team for all the great work that they did and to, show up on this list.
Congratulations to these guys. You can see great teams make great players, and or is it the other way around? So you have the Citadels, you have the Falcons, you have the Nevada Battleborn, and then snuck in there a little Yukon, a little Malamute there. So congratulations to all of you. Next slide, we have the nominees for the Alexis Metzler Top Defensive Defender. Is it a coincidence all the defensive stuff's landing on me? I don't know who planned
I I mean, if the shoe fits.
that. So here we have the four candidates for the Alexis Metzler. We have Hondo Onaka of the Citadels with 6.68 takeaway giveaway. We were just streaming about four. This is almost like round up to seven. Holy crap. 152 blocks, 146 hits, and 4.55 DPS. I do not remember what DPS stands for, so don't ask me. Defensive point something? I don't remember.
Can't remember either.
It's important. I know that.
Yeah.
Okay. The second nominee from Tampa Bay Walleye. Oh my god, why do I always get these? I'm actually gonna try it, so chill. I'm gonna go with Vladek Berzekchiz. Boom. Take it. They came away with 2.64 takeaway giveaways, 187 hits, 158 blocks, and a 2.34 DPS. So going a little higher on the hits and the blocks, but not quite so many takeaways. Next up, we have King Theoden. I've seen this name so long. How are they still in the league? Is that 4 seasons of King Theoden?
I think so.
Holy crap. 2.37 takeaway giveaways, 197 hits, 99 blocks, a little lower than the other guys, but a 3.52 DPS, and so making back up some of that ground. And then your fourth candidate, Terry Snooze. I really want to know what their render looks like, because that could just be like an alarm clock or something. Of Detroit, with 1.78 takeaway giveaways, 205 hits, 121 blocks, and a 3.59 DPS. So lower on the takeaways, higher on the hits, and still in the game for the blocks. Kind of in that middle ground. But again, I'm gonna shout out, who was it in the chat that called it out? Cammy. I'm being told Terry Snooze is Nevada, not Detroit. This is why we read the chat. Thank you guys. And then shout out to Cammy, because I agree. Why are we flipping blocks and hits on all these messages? It messed with my brain as I was reading them. As renders Terry Crews. Thank you, BV. Terry Crews would be awesome for Terry Snooze. That is even better than I was thinking. Okay. So your top defensive defender. The winner of this is Hondo Onaka of the Citadels. Hondo Onaka with that 6.68 takeaway ratio that I was just exclaiming. 4 was a lot, 6 is insane. That can't be rivaled. And then with that 4.55 DPS, higher than anybody else on the list, just an insane season from Hondo. I feel like Hondo's at the 4th season too. I've seen
I
that
think
name.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, so last award win for Hondo in the J, but big things to come in the SHL.
Okay. Our next award is the Cedric Robinson Award for the top goalie. We have our nominees here up on the screen. We have Abigail Gotze, Julie Kim, Dexter Harrison III. All of them have done bang up job. Think about what Abigail Gotze did for Colorado with that 1.60 GSAA is pretty amazing, especially in a sim league that likes to punish defense and goalies with a lot of offense. That's pretty huge from there. You also get Julie Kim with 2 shutouts, which I think didn't happen very many this season. From there and throwing up a 2.45 GSAA as well. And then lastly, Dexter Harrison the third with that 0.889 save percentage with a 3.47 goals against average from there. So a lot of fantastic um, nominees once again. But as we know, there can be only one. So your Cedric Robinson winner for top goalie is from the Colorado Raptors, Abigail Gotza. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Abigail. We talk about goalies as tandems, we talk about them as solos, and Abigail's been a name at the top of the boards for forever. Watch my language. For forever. And yeah, just well deserved, and congratulations again. All right. You've had your moment, Abigail, but we have to move on. We have to go look at the candidates of Asa Enrikakin Award. Enrikakin? I can't ever. Oh my God, why can't I read names today? Enrikanen. Gonna go with that for the top rookie. Oh, you guys probably hate me on the chat. The top rookies nominated are Jack O'Driscoll of Newfoundland with 33 goals, 38 assists, 71 points, and a 20 plus minus. James Gagne of Newfoundland, 26 goals, 48 assists, 74 points, 22 plus minus. Then Professor Puck of Detroit. I love that name. 34 goals, 25 assists, 59 points, 23 takeaway giveaways. That, again, get the puck and your team wins. And then Jurong Jawbreaker of Carolina. Let's go Carolina, my former team. 224 blocks, 115 hits, and a 1.1 takeaway giveaway. Now that I'm reading about it, it's probably not 23 takeaways. It's probably 2.3 on puck. 23 seems insane. I'm going to go 2.3, just so you guys remember that. But these are all well-deserved top rookies. We love seeing rookies perform and be top dogs on their team. And each one of these was that for them, making those all rookie teams, making those top performative numbers and scoring goals in a lot of cases, besides Jawbreaker, but that's not her job. So the winner of the Issa Enrikanen Award for top rookie goes to James Gagne of the Berserkers.
An absolute pleasure to have in the locker room, and nice to see our rookies doing some damage.
Sorry, I'm just gonna call out Agent Wook for hating on me about the ISFL fantasy. If you know, you know. Congratulations, James Gagne.
All right. Now we are at the first All-Star team here for the J for this season. And folks, this is a heck of a team right here. You have a great forward in any time, Raman Amin, who just constantly breaks the sim engine with their builds and doing things that um, not many people can think about. We also have a name that we've said a lot already today at forward from Anchorage, Marcus Kennick as well here. From my Newfoundland, we also have Ryder Halak the second slicer shout out from there. In our defensive pairing, we have from Anchorage, Max Laflamme, and uh, not from Anchorage, but from Newfoundland, Beatrice McCours, who I've always loved that name and have giggled quite a bit for that one. And then lastly, in net, we have Abigail Gotze. So congratulations to your first team All Stars. Uh, I mean, these are the stars of the J from this past season. So cool to see everyone there.
Congratulations to the guys. A lot of grays, a lot of blues on the board. A little splash of yellow. But yeah, you can see top teams make top players, or as I said, vice versa. And these were the top teams, except for maybe Newfoundland, but good enough, I guess.
Yeah, I'll take that.
But also, each one themselves was either close to winning an award for points, for goals, for defense. They all were awarded something other than just all-star teams, so they're very well deserved. Okay, we are getting close to the end of this J Awards. But the next award coming up is the nominees for the Aideen Fala Most Valuable Player, the MVP. And so again, names we've seen, but important names. We have Marcus Kinnick of Anchorage with 58 goals, 42 assists, 100 points, and 56 plus minus. Any time of the Citadels with 56 goals, 46 assists, 102 points, 52 plus minus. And Roder Halak the second of Newfoundland, 38 goals, 68 assists, 106 points, and 6 plus minus. We've talked about them enough. They know who you are. Let's just go to the winner. And it is Anytime. As we've mentioned, Ramen, knowing their stuff, building right, building the team, working together with everybody on that squad to promote themselves into MVP. No, just saying. It's the best performance over a career I've seen from one player, just constantly leading the scoring. And it's been a ride.
All right, we've talked about the MVP for the regular season, and now we're going to talk about the Brody Witzel trophy for the playoff MVP. This is kind of fun to see a couple new names on here too. We have Marcus Kinnick from Anchorage here with, like I said, that 29-point performance throughout the playoffs to lead Anchorage into the championship. You also have Eli Beatty, who uh, threw down 17 assists for the Nevada through the playoffs, which is wild. Love seeing something like that. And then from the other side of the conference, we have Sarton Montlouis from Detroit with 14 goals and 11 assists. Coming in at 26 points in the playoffs there. And then another really powerful and kind of underrated player that helped get them to the finals is Gus from Detroit Falcons with 18 points. Uh, really, really cool to see, some of these players that aren't stars get step up and nominate in the playoffs to, drive big things to their teams. So the winner of your S88 Brody Witzel Playoff MVP award is from Anchorage, Marcus Kinnick. Congratulations and very, very nice cap off to you on a all around amazing season.
Congratulations again, Marcus Kinnick. Definitely a top playoff performer. They won the championship, and when that happens, you have to look at their players and figure out why that happened, and he was a big part of it. Okay, going on to the next one, the arguably more important award, the Raymond Lindsay, the Players MVP, voted on by you, the people. The nominees for the Raymond Lindsay are Marcus Kinnick of Anchorage. I've read their stats, I won't read it again. Anytime of QCC, and Ryder Halak II of the Berserkers. I'll just let you admire that. It's the same people again. Well deserved. Goals, points, always the top of the board. Those crazy plus minuses for the good teams. And the winner of your Players MVP, as voted on by you, is Ryder Halak II. I love this choice. I love giving flowers to players on not lesser teams, but less successful teams in a season, perhaps is the wording. And just celebrating good users with good players and people that performed. And you could probably say more about them, Jareth.
Yeah, I'm an absolute joy of a human being. Really, really cool to see their success in this season, and um, really, really proud of what Slice was able to accomplish. And I would like to say probably no thanks to such great coaching from myself and Ocho, but maybe
That,
in
that was
spite of that, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
overcame it.
Yes, yes, the biggest obstacle. All right. Well, folks, we're about to wrap up the J Awards, but we got something special for you this fine stream that doesn't happen a whole lot. So one of the things that we wanted to do was, you know, bring up an SMJHL Lifetime Achievement Award. And like I said, this is not something that comes around a whole lot. Uh, and really only when there are deserving, circumstances. And this is something that, all the J Awards team and the committee really were adamant about, making happen this season. And I think you guys probably know who this should be going to and how well deserving it is. And I'll give you a hint. It's not Shawnee because he's a bum,
Excuse me.
but the Lifetime Achievement Award winner for the SMJHL is Ishwarsnar, and I know we've been singing their praises all night so far, but really, folks, if you don't know her, um, they keep this league alive. Helping for the sim team, doing file work, even for WJC, uh, being in the HO and running the show there, and um, there's nothing that they haven't done. Right, they have made the J a fantastic place for people to dip into sim leagues and um, get comfortable with joining this big sim family before kind of uh, you know, branching off into SHL and stuff like that. And as someone who's gotten a chance to work with Schwartz for the last several seasons, it really truly has been a pleasure, and just a great human to work with. So, on behalf of Kari and the rest of the J Awards committee, this one's for you, my friend, and huge congrats, very well deserved.
All the congratulations that we can possibly give you wouldn't be enough. Yeah, it just we've done it before and we'll do it again. Schwartz is the lifeblood of the J. Uh, like you said, spending time working with her, spending time on the same team briefly, and just knowing what they add, and just just a fantastic part of the league, and made me want to be more involved, wanted to take on teams, wanted to be just everything that can live up to what Schwartz is doing. And I know we all feel that. So thank you, Schwartz.
All right, and that wraps our presentation of the J Awards. Meg, it has been a pleasure. How about we take 5 minutes, and then we'll get rocking and rolling with the SHL awards. How does that sound?
That sounds pretty good.
All right, folks. Well, we'll see you in about 5 minutes.
5 minutes, folks. Get your tea, get your beer.
Hello, people of the universe, as well as the SHL Sim League worlds. Universe? Dimension? I don't know. It is I, once again, your boy, Kareth Cute Story 78, with my best friend and mortal enemy, Degradation. Say hi, Deg.
Hi, Dag.
Ah,
I, I,
perfect.
I would describe this as universe, like in the sense of the Marvel universe.
Okay.
And we were in like Act 3, where all the best players are coming up, like you and me.
Oh,
And just
yeah.
we're the new guard.
Yeah, I like it. I love it. That's the best way. That makes me feel so good on this wonderful Sunday evening. So thank you for that. It's perfect. All right. Well, it's now that time, guys. We are talking SHL Awards Show. If you had just turned in the last hour, we were talking about the J. So, Deg and I are taking off our J Awards bonnets and putting on our metaphorical SHL Awards fedoras to bring you these cutting edge, live hitting awards from the previous season of the SHL. So let's just dive right in. How do you feel about that, Dag?
I feel like we can plow through these first ones as quick as we can.
Oh, perfect. How about this? Let's do that. Let's talk about our Challenge Cup winners today. This is something that you guys should all know and love and should see from here. It's and Ginge, whenever you're ready, my friend, we can move it. Perfect. Congratulations to the Seattle Argonauts. I think back-to-back championships. If I remember correctly, from there, another fantastic season for them to crush it. And then,
Very well deserved. Very well deserved.
yes. And
Yeah.
then with that, as we talk about um, the the finalists from the East here, the Matthias, Chouinard Trophy, uh, you know, Eastern champions, Hamilton Steelhawks. You got these two great teams that were battling out in the finals for the Challenge Cup from here. So congrats once again, just a reminder to Hamilton on owning the East from there. Next, we just talked about Seattle Argonauts, but we have, Cole Reinhardt Trophy for the Western Conference champions. And once again, it's your boys, the Seattle Argonauts, showing their medal before getting to the finals. And then, Dag, do you want to talk about who is the best record in the regular season?
I think I will. And you've seen them once, you've seen them twice, you've seen them three times now. It is the Seattle Argonauts. What a shock. Best record, best playoffs. They win the league. That's what happens.
It's science.
It's a sign.
Yeah. All right. Also, as you're following along in the index today, our Sergei Karpatsov trophy winner for the points leader in the regular season from the Philadelphia Forge, we have Jacob Marsh, who had 128 points, an insane 73 goals, and 55 assists. Uh, what a season for Jacob Marsh, and I hope I picked you in fantasy for this season because I need to do better than eighth once again.
I think I just cut out for a minute there. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's all good.
Continuing on, we have the most goals in regular season, Jay McDonald Trophy. And the winner of that is also Jacob Marsh.
73 goals is a lot of goals.
A lot of goals for a great team, if I do say so.
Yes. A decent team. Let's
It's a
not get
great
ahead of
team.
ourselves.
It's a championship team, I think.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. My favorite trophy in the SHL is up next. It is the Turd Ferguson Trophy for the most penalty minutes in a regular season. I have not been honored enough to even be in the running for this yet, but it is one that I would absolutely love to win. But your S88, Turd Ferguson Trophy Award winner is Bobby Giroux with 89 penalty minutes recorded from the Tampa Bay Barracuda. I don't know what McZ is doing in the water there in Tampa Bay, but keep it going, man. Keep it going.
And you think that's a bad thing for your team, but no, that they're a problem for the other team. They're in their face and pissing them off.
100%.
So the next award is the Mike Concho Trophy for the least goals allowed in regular season. For the tandem of Bishop Van Apeldoorn and Robert Crone with 203 goals allowed from the Denver Glacier Guardians. What can you say? This tandem is just good.
I love it.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Okay. Here we are. Now we are talking about our favorite all rookie team from here. And I am trying to figure out how to pronounce one of the names right now on here very, very fast. Um, and I'm not helping myself. So we are we're just gonna go for it. So here we go for our all rookie team from Toronto. We have Shooter Quick Hands, a fantastic forward, and did a lot of great stuff for Toronto this season. Pronunciation. There we go. I'm still struggling with everything, guys. So next we have from Tampa Bay, forward midlife crisis, which fantastic name. I'm just a big fan of that name, and it's making things happen from there. Next we have and I lost my screen
I'll
right
take
here.
care
Here
of
we
it.
go.
We got
We
Rat King.
have, yeah, Rat King from Winnipeg. From there, it's a great team. And then on defense, uh, we'll start with our easy one here from New Orleans. We got Wolfgang Hennessy, is one of the great Hennessy players that's been here. And then we have from Seattle. Oh God, it's Landfire. This is a tough one.
We're not
I
the
know
first to be stumped by this, okay?
it's I know. I remember this player from the J too and doing the awards with it. Um it is uh it is tough. I know the last part is Gogach. So we're gonna go Fanfare. I can't do it. This is
Gosh
gonna be
darn it, Summerstead.
this is the worst and the hardest thing that's ever
I'm gonna do
happened to
it
me.
as it's written, but I know that's not how it's pronounced. I'm gonna go Janfer Pwilgwingil Goggery Chwirndrawil Antisili Gogogach.
I like it. All right, I think I found it. I think I found how to pronounce it. And we have uh on fire, pool, win, gil, gulk, irie, hui, rundro, bull, lan, tizilio, golgotch. At least that's what
Thank you, Mr. Go.
anglotease.com has taught me. Um, so, fun fact,
Mr. Resident.
yes, fun fact, it means St. Mary's Church of the White Hazel Pool near the whirlpool of the Church of St. Cilio, Red Cave. There you
I think
go.
they're calling him Mary from now on.
I like it. I love it.
Yeah.
So that's what we have from
Did we
there.
announce the goalie?
Did we? No, we did not. And we have Colton as the as the
Well
goalie.
done!
I
We'll
love
ping you
it.
later about this.
Yes, and it is because I keep accidentally clicking out of slides and the stream, so I run blind every once in a while. So congratulations to our our all rookie team.
We're very familiar with J players, and we see these names enough that we know. And Rat King Colton, my former teammates, congratulations, you guys. All right, the next one, the third All Star team. Didn't realize there was three All Star teams for
Oh yeah.
the show. The third All Star team. We have at forward Hamper Linthome of the Nashville Sound, if I get that right. Uh, we have Zeus Storm and Jefferson Steelflex of Seattle Argonauts. The fact that the champions have people on the third team, I can't wait to see the next ones. And then on defense, we have Deathclaw and Pavel Minchukov. Big names in fantasy, I recognize. And then goalie Walter Scheibele of Lap. LA, that's the name. Los Angeles. Sorry. It's been a long day.
It has been a long day.
Congratulations, guys. And thank you for having names we can pronounce.
Yeah. All right. Our second all-star team. Here we go. This is where we're getting in some huge, huge names here that you might recognize as top contenders from the previous season and also from this season as we've gotten started. So at forward from Buffalo, Dejana Captina, absolutely stellar pick. From there, from Hamilton, we have Kim Chae-won, another had a bang up year last season, so great to see Kim Chae-won show up again here in the All Star team. From Toronto, we have Wednesday Shrine Time as the last forward from there. And then in our defense from Edmonton, we have Hip Hurts. God, I feel that as I'm being old from there. And from Philly, we have Barkus Juno, another fantastic player that's been around for a while and I think is on their second or third team. Um, Good to see them, kind of doing great stuff in SHL. And then your goalie, the ever formidable, Ilar Gilgalad. I can't speak anymore. Congratulations from Newfoundland. So congratulations to your second All-Star team.
Yeah, an hour of reading names is starting to drain on our
Yeah.
mouths here. But yeah, shout out Barkus Juno from the Forge, my team. Love you guys. But seeing like potential MVP names up here and like fantasy superstars, who's on the first All-Star team?
Let's take a
This is
look.
insane. Again, the Forge. Let's go. Jacob Marsh. Other forwards, we've got Leo Carlson of the Denver Glacier Guardians, a team on the up. We've got Norman Marino of Minnesota. And then we've got Twinkle Toes on defense from the Buffalo Stampede. Thank you, teams who wrote your name in your logos, by the way. And other defenseman, Roquefort Cotswold, always fun to say, of the Seattle Argonauts. And then goalie Bishop Van Apeldoorn. We've already celebrated that tandem, Bishop being the starter in that group.
Another fantastic team there of all absolute studs.
Absolute studs and a big variety of teams. So
Yes.
you can see the parity in the league coming form, a lot of different players performing well, and we're able to celebrate everybody. I love it.
I do too. All right, let's talk goaltenders. Let's talk about the John McBride, trophy for the best goaltender in the league. We've already said these three names already today, which is pretty crazy to see that, such strong goaltending throughout the SHL with, you know, names that have been consistently good for a long time, right? We have Ilar Gilgalad from New England. We have Walter Scheibele from Los Angeles, and we had Bishop Van Apeldoorn from Denver. And you guys can read these stats for themselves, but these were the cream of the crop from this season. Hard to get better than this from these nominees.
Shout out to the shutouts.
Yes, very difficult to to hit 6 shutouts in this season, in a season, and to have at least two goalies do that that were nominated, even better, right? That's chef's kiss, as the youth don't say anymore. And
We're old.
so, yeah, we are old. So, your S88 John McBride winner for best goaltender is from the Denver Guardian Glacier Guardians, Bishop Van Appledorn. Uh, yeah, we've talked about Bishop Van Appledorn a lot already, so I don't know what there is to say. This is
It's
great.
me or you.
Congratulations. I believe it's you next. So take it away, Dag. And it looks like Dag might be having some audio issues here. So let me keep talking at you. This is perfect. So we're talking Scott Stevens, the Best Defenseman Award, another one that's near and dear to Dag and I's hearts here. We have uh, three superstars that have been nominated. You have Rockford Cotswold from Seattle. We have Barkus Juno from Philly and Twinkle Toes from Buffalo. You're seeing some pretty amazing stats here. Um, with Barkus Juno having 106 blocks, 105 blocks, 45 assists. Twinkle Toes with 58 assists, 155 blocks, 86 takeaways, which is pretty crazy from there as well. And then Rockford Cotswold, throwing out 85 hits with 20 goals and really being a driving force on that Seattle team. But as we know, there can be only one winner. So your S88 Scott Stevens Award winner for Best Defenseman is from Buffalo Stampede Twinkle Toes. Uh, they are one of the best defenders in the league, hands down. And big congratulations to see them win this award.
And I've said before that you take the puck, you win the game, and they led the league, or sorry, I should say led all defenders in takeaways, and that just wins games. Okay, now that I'm back, I watched my Wi-Fi jump from max to 1 bar multiple times. We are going to move on to the award for Best Rookie. The Best Rookies nominees are Midlife Crisis again. I'm loving that name. I really want to know what the render looks like. Let me know. And then Casey Carlson of Cincinnati and Shooter Quickhands of Toronto. Midlife Crisis with the most goals, but Casey Carlson and Shooter Quickhands both with 40 plus assists. Quickhands getting some blocks in there and lots of hits, so very defensive as well. And then those ratios, which is never really great for rookies, but keeping it close, keeping it tight, and not giving up that puck too much. So the winner of your best rookie award is Shooter Quick Hands, being top 5 for basically all rookie stats. Fourth in the goals, third in the assists, first in the points, 3 in a plus minus, third in shots, first in hits. Just a lot of opportunity for him there on that Toronto squad and just taking advantage, using his TP the best he can. So, way to go, Shooter Quick Hands.
Congratulations, Shooter Quick Hands. All right, pivoting to our next award, we have the Jeff Darr Award for Best Two-Way Forward. As we were talking about in the J, right? Offense is great, but so is defense, especially when your forwards play a little bit of defense. Um, so let's talk about our nominees here. From the impenetrable dynasty of Edmonton Blizzard, we have Gwendolyn Tellen here. with 44 goals, 42 assists, uh, 76 hits, and a pretty close to one takeaway to giveaway ratio from there. We also have Tip Toasty from New England, throwing out 98 hits and 62 blocks from there with 53 goals, which is pretty wild as well. And then lastly, we have Shiny Rainbow from New England, another fantastic contender here where you have an insane amount of goals with 58, also throwing out 47 blocks and 81 hits, and just another another team member for New England that just knows how to play defense. So the winner of the S88 Jeff Dar Award for Best Two-Way Forward is Shiny Rainbow from the Newfoundland Wolfpack. Now, not only were they offensive, but they did it on both sides of the zone. Right? It's pretty amazing to see, a centerman win something like this, and also be that good at hitting faceoffs with that 52.5 percent faceoff percentage there.
Just a very, very balanced person, player, build. And we all love shiny rainbows. They're great.
Sure do.
Next award, my favorite award, the Bojo Biscuit Best Defensive Defenseman. Something we'll be both up for at some point, Sheriff. Yeah,
One could hope.
one could hope. Yeah. So your nominees for this award are Roizen Armagh of Edmonton, Hip Hurts of Edmonton as well, and Deathclaw from Minnesota. So we have in the blocks Roizen and Deathclaw both in that 250 plus world, and that is just helping your goalie more than anything else in the world. Hip hurts a little lower at 184. Your hits, you've got hip hurts. His hip probably does hurt from hitting so many people 139 times, hitting those boards, moving around, and then 90, 105 from Rose and a Deathclaw. The giveaway takeaways, these are where you make your money. The money makers not giving up the puck and getting it back for your team. Those ratios are looking good. Obviously, with hip hurts a bit higher than everybody else, Roizen following up, and Deathclaw just below. And then for your giveaway per 60, kind of even across the board. Deathclaw just a bit lower at 2.3, which is a little better in this category. Lower is better. And then SA per 60, 24.7, 24.6, 25.3, very even across the board, but better than the rest of the defensemen in the league, obviously. So for your defensive defenseman of the year, the award goes to Hip Hurts, who tied for most takeaways amongst defensemen, had the best ratio in the league, and maintained a respectable hits box total, and played substantial PK time. That's what I'm looking forward to, is PK time for my player. So congratulations, Hip Hurts, for being the most defensive defenseman in the league.
And it's going to be pretty wild now that Bojo Biscuit Jr., I believe, just got drafted in the J. So,
Yes.
might have some more competition in a couple of seasons for that one, Dag.
We'll come out on top. We'll be fine.
Yeah, we will. I will be fine. We'll see.
Uh, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Our Aiden Richin trophy for the most improved player. Uh, we have three great nominees as well. Some good names here. Thomas Passarelli from Toronto. Look at what they were able to do over the course of two seasons. You know, add another 21 goals to their totals there on top of 28 points as well, and then also adding an extra 40 hits from the previous season. That's pretty wild to think about from there. And next from the Nashville Sound, we have Mateo St. Arc, who added a whopping plus 43 points to their season from the previous one, as well as plus 40 blocks, and then also adding an additional 37 to their plus minus, which is pretty insane to think about. And then we look at Twinkle Toes, who you know, cleaned up shop with the assists, adding an additional 30 assists from there. Another three, power play points, but then a plus 62 for shots on goal. Wow, that's those tactics, man. They went all in, and I like it from that. And that led to ultimately a plus 127 plus minus differential. Holy cow.
How
That
low were they before that they could get a plus 127?
I don't know,
That
but
that increase is oh my god. That is
that's that just shows what Buffalo has been doing consistently the past couple of seasons, and that's EFFECT, right? That's cause and effect right there. Whew, I like it. So, with that being said, your Aiden Richin trophy winner for the most improved player is Twinkle Toes from the Buffalo Stampede. They were not a great player, but now a multiple award nominee this season is huge, right? That and this just goes to show that, you know, the magic behind what this can happen and how the hard work and great choices that you make can really pay off in this league so you can be well recognized. So congratulations, Twinkle Toes and the Buffalo Stampede.
thank you for helping my fantasy season as well. The next award, I'd say almost as important as the players, is the Lance Uppercut Award for the best GM duo. These aren't the people on the ice all the time, usually on their own team, but these are the people that build that team and make that all important locker room and just get things going. So our nominees are Rashford and HHH. I should have said Triple H. 81 of Denver. They have Uptown Cord and Matt Blue from Minnesota. E. Fisherman and Ote of Seattle. Now, these are all names I have seen around, I've heard of, I've spoken to here in other leagues. They're just important people. They're all great. Denver has kind of seemed like a middle mediocre team for a little bit, but they're making a push right now. They're looking important. They've got those awards on their goalies and all their other players. Minnesota is on the rise. Seattle has won championships. You can't argue with success. So these are all well deserving names, and shout out to all of them. And every other GM in the league, as GMs, Cherith and I understand. Shout out to all of you. But these three in particular. So the winner of the Lance Uppercut Award is E. Fisherman and Ote of Seattle. They built the framework for a potential dynasty and are keeping the train rolling to win. And back-to-back cups is it's just amazing. You can't deny it. So congratulations to E. Fisherman and Ote.
So Dig, I know GMs are important, but let's actually talk about the people that do the real work, right?
The real work,
Let's
yes.
yeah, let's talk about our noms for the Joe McKeel, the best coaches here within the SHL. And this is really where that brain power comes in, and where things can be make or break a team. So our nominees for the Joe McKeel this season are Buffalo Stampede with BV and Cammy. From there, we have from the Denver Glacier Guardians, we have Inez and Pyro, the Alpaca as well. And then lastly, we have from Minnesota Monarchs, uh, Matt Blue and the Evil is back. And these are all fantastically tactically minded individuals and have done a lot of great things with these teams. And it's no secret that these are some of the great teams that are out there right now, and
These are
mostly due to
these are
these
people
tactics. Yeah.
these are people that have been GMs in the J or stepped up from one thing to the other and are now helping their SHL team be the best they could be. It's amazing to see them.
Yeah. So let's talk about who the winner is of the Joe McKeel for the S88 here for best coaches. And that would be the Buffalo coaching staff of BV and Cammy. Not only has Buffalo done an amazing job with tactics, but they have been punching above their weight the last several seasons, and huge to see them and their players do extremely well from there. And we want to say that this has been fantastic for to watch them grow and just kind of be absolutely killing it. And also, with BV now at the helm as GM, they know how to put this team together, how it works. Buffalo's going to be super scary for a while, so I'm super excited about that.
Super scary team. And shout out BV and Cammy, who are both in the chat right now. See you there. We see what you're doing. We know you're going to have success, and it can only get better from here. Now, speaking of the chat, they're telling me that the nominees for Denver were actually on Seattle. So just a correction to that. I believe those were Argos and not Glacier Guardians, Kez and Pyro. So
That's my bad, and also whoever put together the our wonderful deck.
look, we're just talkers. That's all we do. That's all we know. That's what we've got. So, moving on to the next award, we've got probably the biggest award of the night, in my opinion. You can say MVP. I say most dedicated user. This is the Damian Littleton Award. So our nominees for this are Frith Joffer, which just sounds like a mumble in my mouth. I hope it sounds better when other people say it. Juke and Noxu. Noxu, I've had the pleasure of being in the sim team with. He was our trainer for simming. Frith Joffer, I know from some other leagues, but is super involved here. I know he wants to be everywhere and everything. And Juke, I haven't had the pleasure of hanging out with too much, but I know the name, I've seen the work, and it's fantastic to have all these three nominated. So, the winner of the most important award, just kidding, most dedicated user, is Juke. Juke! No league is complete without their history being on display for old and new users and to keep track of everything. Juke has been a contributor recently, getting that back up to date. After it hasn't been updated in nearly a year, the history department wouldn't exist without Juke right now. Juke is getting everything back on track, and congratulations to Juke.
Hey, Juke is a fantastic human being and well deserved to see this recognition. So congratulations, Juke. All right. We're coming towards the end of our evening, and we're talking about the big stuff, the whole enchilada, as they say for trophies here. So I'm gonna just throw it out there, right? I'm gonna throw out. We're gonna be talking about the Ron Mexico trophy for MVP, and look at your nominees right up here. These are names that we know and we've seen, we love. We've seen them just destroying these entire awards ceremony today. They're even probably making fun of us in the chat too. It's fine. I'm good. I'm okay with it because we have Jacob Marsh from Philadelphia. We have Norman Marino from Minnesota, and we have Tip Toasty from New England here. You guys know their stats. We know their stats. They destroyed the entire regular season, and we're fighting the good fight. So, with that being said, anyone could win this award right here, frankly. And our winner, though, for the S88 Ron Mexico Most Valuable Player Award is the one and only Jacob Marsh.
Let's go, Jacob March! Yes!
just cleaning up shop today. Absolutely incredible. So congratulations. You guys know all everything. Also, I didn't realize they had a 55 percent face-off win, which is pretty incredible. And they only scored 9 of their goals of their 73 goals in the power play. That's just that's just taking it to a next level. So congratulations to Philly and Jacob Marsh.
That even strength play is so important. Yeah, in a 5-on-4, almost anybody can score. Come on, let's be honest. But to do it with full ice and just dominate the goals that way is fantastic. And of course, Philadelphia. Go team.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. The next award is the Anton Razov Playoff MVP. Your nominees. Oh my god, is that a goalie? That is Victor Bjork Pelika of Seattle with a record of 15-3, goals against average of 3.41, and a save percent of 0.883. And then you have Kim Chae-won of Hamilton, a staple on these lists. Goals 15, assists 21, blocks 10, hits 25, and a ratio of 20-13. And then Pinley Switchbang, a name I've not heard a lot of, so must have been huge in the playoffs for them. From Seattle, goals 14, assists 18, blocks 11, hits 60, holy crap, and a ratio of only 8-16, being that active and that involved. So, this is your playoffs MVP, bringing their team to the championship round. The winner is Kim Chae-won. Might not have got the win, but definitely got our hearts. So, Kim put up a strong performance, proved that they were the more valuable piece for their surprising run. I wouldn't say surprising. Hamilton's a great team. To the finals, and is a former MVP and just a great player all around. So, congratulations, Kim Chae-won.
Right.
Shout out, James.
We are now, my friends, at the last award of our evening together. We've had joy, we've had fun, and we've had at least S88 season in the sun. But to end this all, we're gonna talk about the Sarmad Khan, players MVP trophy. And once again, this one is voted on by you SHL user, you
Me?
SHL. Yes, even you, Dag. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure you actually did vote for this.
I would absolutely vote for this. Yeah, I wouldn't miss that
I
TPE.
yeah, same. It mostly that's the selfishness of it,
Oh
but
yeah.
let's take a look at our players here. We have Leo Carlson, we have Roge from Denver. From there, we have Jacob Marsh once again, the name that just keeps on giving. And then from Toronto, we have Wednesday Shrine Time. Look,
Shout out Wednesday's name for screwing my brain up a whole bunch.
I know
Wednesday.
it's just it hurts. It hurts a lot, but I like it in the best way. And we see what everyone has done here. And these all had amazing seasons. They're all amazing users and great players. And you guys voted on who won this. So your Sarmar Khan Players MVP trophy winner for the S88 season is from Philadelphia, Jacob Marsh.
The people have spoken. They want the
They
marsh.
that's it.
The
I love
double MVP winner, Jacob Marsh.
it's a beautiful thing when you get to see someone do that. And it's great to celebrate.
And it just speaks to the performance of the player because not only did some committee with their eyes and their stats and their numbers on the board going, no, Jacob Marsh is the MVP. The people felt it, the people knew it, the people voted it. So congratulations, Jacob Marsh, on convincing everybody of your MVP status.
All right. Well, Dag, I think we're done for today.
What?
So I know. It's been a pleasure. I enjoy hosting with you, man. It's always good that we can sit here and giggle and say names and screw up names together.
It's been a pleasure, and we're always going to be rivals, but we're always the best buds, and that's what this league is all about.
Exactly. And, some parting thoughts for the league. Make sure you spay and neuter your animals and be kind to each other.
Be kind, get your TPE in. It's update day, and just be the best be the best you can be. That's what I wanted to say.
I love it. Thanks all for watching. We'll see you next season.